What's up, YouTube? I'm here to deck profile my Windwitch Trickstar deck that I ended up top 4ing my locals with. I ended up getting a round 1 bye, and then I beat a Gaia deck by decking them out with Reincarnations because they were under mine and couldn't draw any outs. Then I lost to Shaddoll Invoked, and then in the 4th round I ended up beating Dragon Link, and I lost in the top 4 to Virtual World. So moving on to the deck profile, we're playing 3 Ice Spells, the main monster of the deck. She is your 1-card Crystal Wing, great to open with, and it can bait ashes and stuff, which is nice. And then we play the 2 Glass Spells, the Searcher that you usually special off the Ice Spell, but you can also normal summon it and go into the new Freeze Spell to make a level 8 Synchro or 7 Synchro easily. Then I'm playing 2 of the Brick Snowbells in case you open it and have to discard it for a cost. That's why I'm playing 2. It does get sided out often, especially if I go second. I don't want to see 2 in my opening hand, which unfortunately happened a good amount of times going first. But it's manageable, and if you actually open this and you open Chimes, you can still go full Crystal Wing if they don't have the Ash. And then we're playing the 2 Freeze Bells, which is the new one, which can make itself a level 4, and it special summons itself out of the hand if you control a Windwitch monster, and it has to all be Windwitch monsters on your board, unfortunately. But it is a nice extender and a different way to get into the Crystal Wing. Like if you open the level 1 and you open the 4, you search this and you can still make Crystal Wing. So you've got options there, which is why opening the 1's not the most terrible thing, only if it's your only card and no additional starter. We're playing triple the Wind Channeler to discard to search, either to get your missing combo piece for the Windwitch combo or your Drolan Lockbird, which is also searchable off of her. It's really cool. Then we're playing for the Trickstar engine, triple Candina, the most important starter. If you have part of the combo, you normally start off with Candina's Search if you have to win for your Droll. And then we play 1 Licorice there to burn people in their turn. It's also just an extra body you can get on the board, which is cool. And against Dragon Link, if they don't do something about this, you can burn them a lot on their turn if you happen to open Reincarnations as well. And then for the last slot, we're playing 1 Coralbane. Coralbane's there to get over monsters, is really important, or at least protecting your Candina, which is kind of cool. And then Hand Traps, triple Droll, it's searchable, and of course we're playing the Trickstar engine, so you have Reincarnation Droll as the play. I did manage to resolve the full Droll and Reincarnation combo on 1 person, which is a Dragon Link player. It was actually a really grindy game because I had to just sit there and poke with my Trickstar engine because I wasn't seeing the Windwitch part. And then as I mentioned, Droll is searchable off of Win, which is pretty neat. And then I also got Red rebooted on my Reincarnation, which is unfortunate. So I could have done it potentially twice because they did search. Lastly, we're playing the 3 Ash Blossoms, a generic hand trap to back up like your Crystal Wing, or if they have Gamma and stuff, or your Droll. Moving on to the spells, 3 Money Prosperities, very important for this deck because you're always digging for combo pieces. So I honestly think it's worthwhile. I was playing Extra before, but it makes your extra deck slot super awkward, and therefore making it harder to get over boards and break boards or get out of awkward sticky situations you find yourself in. We play the 2 Chimes. I was playing 3, but I did draw it a lot. And like I mentioned, if you have the 1, you can just still go off if they don't have the Ash. And if they happen to Ash or interrupt part of your combo, you can usually get Chimes to extend into it. We're playing the power 1 of Called By, since we're playing cards like Ice Spell and Wind and stuff that you want your cards to go through, so you can Called By, and then having it set is good against a lot of matchups still. And then the last spell, Light Stage, searches your Candina usually, so you can get your combo going. And the extra burns are cool. I'd consider playing Terraforming, but it is kind of a brick for the 1 field spell, and if you see it, you see it. Pot of Prosperity kind of helps you dig anyway, so it's not terrible. That's a 1-of. Moving on to our trap lineup. Triple Strike to back up the Crystal Wing, or hand traps that you could see when you try to reincarnate people. Triple Reincarnations, since we're playing the Trickstar engine, Droll and Lockbird combo, and the fact that it does let you have more monsters on board with the Trickstar engine by banishing itself from grave. And then to round off our traps, we play double torrential, since our board usually doesn't matter and Crystal Wing can get outed pretty easily. And then double storming. People usually don't see this coming. If they do expect it, like you show it off the pot or you resolve it and they get afraid of it, then you just side it out. No problem there. So the extra deck is actually a bit of a mess. There's a lot better cards you can be running, but I was playing... The extra deck is kind of jank. There's a lot better cards you could be running, but I am playing what I had at the time before I switched it up, since I was playing extra before and there's a bunch of weird card choices at high quantities, which I would say you put in just better generic like length or synchros. But we're playing 3 of the Adignister Wind Pegasus. A very, very good card because you usually go into this when you make the Crystal Wing unless you know burn for time with Winter Bell. And when they out your Crystal Wing or they try to out your back row, you can shuffle back a card by banishing this and targeting whatever card you want to shuffle back. It is relevant. It's outed Zeus's and stuff because they run over my monsters or they hit my back row. Then we playing 3 Winter Bells. Both of those cards could be cut to at least 2 or even 1, just so you can fit better utility cards, but again, I didn't get a chance to change it. This card just helps you burn so you can win in time, or if you just know your win con is going to end up being burned overall with like Reincarnation, Licorice, then you can go into that instead of the Adignister. And I'm playing 1 Fast Dragon for going second, along with 1 Hama for the same reason. They haven't come up, but they're definitely nice, and Hama can push for game if they don't have a board that can stop it. And then you have 2 Diamond Bells, generic 8 synchro that you can make, especially if you just have the normal summon the level 4 that search the freeze bell to special yourself, make it level 4, and you can get instant access to Diamond Bell, which comes with the pop. And then if you use the the level 3 as a material, then you get protection from being able to be ran over by battle, which is neat. And then triple Crystal Wing, you probably only ever need 2 at most if you happen to get the combo off, which is also why we have 2 of the level 1s. But I usually side out the level 1 as I mentioned before. So you realistically only need 1 to 2 copies of this card, but it is definitely possible to make 2. And then 1 Cerberus and 1 Castel to hit monsters out. These are last minute swaps, so they're not in the same sleeve. Locals didn't really matter. But I would definitely, again, suggest playing more generic links and stuff, like possibly the Nightmare Unicorn, even a Borreload or Boral Savage, just because you can kind of link climb with the Trickstar engine, or just normal summons of your Windwitch parts if you already kind of went through your synchros. It's very good to help push for game because this deck definitely suffers in that category. Figured I'd show off my side deck for this one because it's kind of important for the deck to have a side that's relevant. I play 2 Judgments to protect my back row when I go first, especially when you have power cards like Imperial Order. And I also play the red Reboot for going second in case you play against a back row heavy deck. And then I have the 1 Duster to pair with that. Cyclones are nice, but back row isn't that terrible of an issue in playing this deck. And then I play triple Dark Ruler No More to out monsters, because this deck definitely struggles to break boards going second, along with double Dark Hole and a Raigeki, again for the same reason. If you had Lightning Storms, obviously they would be in this slot, but we have to make do with what we have. And then I'm playing 2 Nibiru's for the combo decks, and 2 Lancias because there's a lot of decks that still kind of died Lancia. And that is the entire deck profile. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, tips, other tech card choices, I'd love to hear those in the comments down below. If you like the video, please leave it a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content and want to see more. Catch you guys in the next video.